Wow, that's a big deal. Yeah. We'll be following that. All right, today, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen and Virginia Senator Tim Kaine announced they are taking action against the Trump administration's deportations to El Salvador.
Yeah, they introduced a resolution that could force the Trump administration to provide details about its deportations, including Kilmar Abrego Garcia's case. Our Rafael Sanchez Cruz is live on Capitol Hill this evening. And Rafa, tell us how this is supposed to work.
Lorenzo, Leslie, this resolution was introduced by 4 Democrats in the Senate today. This will have to be voted on by the Senate, and it can happen as soon as 10 business days. But this doesn't require the approval of the House. Now, if the resolution is passed, then the Trump administration would have to deliver a report on human rights, and if they don't, actions could be taken against El Salvador. Today, 4 Democratic senators introduced a resolution that could force the Trump administration to offer answers into the deportation of people to El Salvador.
Donald Trump is deporting American citizens with no due process. A threat against one is a threat against all.
If passed, the resolution would require the State Department to report whether the administration is complying with court orders of those wrongfully deported, and also to assess potential human rights violations in El Salvador.
This is a little used privilege motion, but it's designed like the other privileges are designed to enable the Article 1 branch to check executive overreach.
Among the cases prompting this action is that of
Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was snatched off the streets of Maryland.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says his trip to El Salvador to meet with the mistakenly deported Maryland father revealed what he thinks are clear human rights violations.
No one can communicate with Abrego Garcia or others in those prisons in El Salvador either. Not his wife, not his mother, not his lawyer. That is a violation of international law.
If the Trump administration fails to produce this report in 30 days, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine says the Senate could cut security funding to El Salvador.
If the report is produced, whether it's good, bad, a whitewash, insufficient, a 2-pager, we then have a privileged motion that we can bring up to terminate security assistance to El Salvador. That privileged motion would need to be acted on by both houses and survive a presidential veto.
Senator Van Hollen also announced today that he plans to introduce sanction legislation against the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele. The Maryland senator says he's complacent to the deportation efforts of the Trump administration. On Capitol Hill, Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.
We'll see if they can get Republicans on board, although we know that seems unlikely in this case. Rafa, thank you.